come with me glamping in the Sahara desert. So as we were driving in, we saw some absolutely gorgeous views, and then we arrived at our campsite for the night. We unloaded the luggage and then settled in. This was my room, so I was sharing with two other girls, and it was actually so cozy in here. And then I checked out the bathrooms, which were a lot bigger than I was expecting, and there were showers. We then made our way over to the camels, who was sat waiting for us right outside of camp. And then my group leader did my headscarf to protect against the sand during the camel rides, and he did such a good job. We then headed off over the sand dunes, and this was honestly the most magical experience. Look at the shadows in the sand. It was actually so windy, so I was so glad I had my headscarf. I bought it in Marrakesh in the souks, and that is probably the cheapest place you're gonna get one. We then stopped off to get some photos, and when the camels sit down, it honestly feels like you're gonna fly off it, so make sure to hold on tight. When we arrived back at camp, we had a delicious traditional Moroccan tagine waiting for us. And then in the morning, we headed to the communal area for some breakfast before heading out on our four-wheel drive experience across the sand dunes. This was so much fun. Our driver was going so fast. It was so good. And then we stopped off to meet a nomadic family to learn about their cattle-based lifestyle. And this was so eye-opening to see how they live. They live in these tents and they focus on livestock herding, and the children actually don't go to school. This is the mother of the family, and she showed us inside her kitchen and then took us into the lounge area where we had peppermint tea. The children were actually so cute. They were so playful and full of joy, and it was just so nice to see. And then one of them actually didn't want to leave and wanted to come back with us, which was so sad. Before heading back to the camp, we had some lunch and listened to some traditional Berber music, which was so interesting. The instruments they use I'd never seen before. We then packed up everything at the camp and headed to our next location.